Chris here from Keystone Lawn and Tree Care in Spokane, Washington. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to bid a homeowners association. What is a homeowners association? Why you may or may not want to take on such responsibility. I'll give you real life examples of HOAs I've done in the past and how to best land these deals. Stay tuned. What is an HOA? An HOA is short for Homeowners Association. It's usually a newer development where all the houses kind of look the same. There's usually only like one road or two roads connecting it to the rest of the community. HOAs typically have rules that the neighbors must obey, such as no camper trailers in the driveway, no leaving your trash cans out for days on end, what color you can paint your house, and what kind of shrubs you can plant in your yard. I'm not going to talk about the specifics of an HOA, but essentially, it's a group of neighbors that pay a fee into a pot and agree on some common rules that govern the small neighborhood. The fee helps pay for road maintenance, water, lawn mowing, and other things like that. There is sometimes a small communal park, grounds that, and things like that that need some upkeep, and that's where you come in. But before you get too far ahead of yourself, you need to first ask yourself, is this something I even want to get into? Having one account with multiple accounts? You think, yeah, one stop, you can even a day or a whole week's worth of income? At first thought, you may think, heck yeah. Hey, but don't be too hasty to jump into an HOA. Here are a few reasons why not to jump in. One, well, with one account with multiple properties means you have dozens and dozens of different homeowners to keep happy, each person nitpicking your work and calling the HOA president to complain. Number two, if you put all your time into one account and then you end up getting fired or losing it somehow, that's a big chunk of your income. Three, generally, HOAs expect you to be cheap or low cost. They figure there are multiple homes all right next to each other, so they demand a lower price. There is some validity into that idea that all the homes are right next to each other. It saves time between driving around properties and maybe cost less. Sure, it makes sense in their minds. And another one is sometimes HOAs have a lot of shrubs, bushes, small trees, and things like that need annual pruning. Is that something you can handle? Do you even offer pruning services? On that same thread, they will most likely want somebody to treat the lawn, like a turf weed and feed program. Are you even certified to apply chemicals? And on the opposite, here are a few good reasons to jump in. Very similar, on the other hand, it is one easy stop. And you don't have to have multiple stops all over town. And it's one big account with a lot of money. Boy, that big paycheck sure feels good at the end of the month. Within the HOA, there are a lot of upsells. You can upsell the tree trimming, you can upsell the shrub trimming, you can upsell the fertilizer, you can upsell the gardening. There's all sorts of things in here that can generate more money. So let's talk about these pros and cons in a little bit more detail. Number one, yes, you have one stop. Seems like a no-brainer. Well, not if the HOA expects you to mow each lawn for less than your regular price lawn mowing. Say, for example, you charge $55 or $60 for a typical lawn mowing, and the HOA will expect you to mow it for like $40. Well, it's not too bad, a $20 pay cut, and you don't have to drive around. But really, you should be scheduling your stops really close together within 5 minutes, so they really shouldn't be that far apart. And is it really worth the big pay cut to avoid multiple stops? Also, you have to consider doing the common areas that may take extra time and mowing the playground or the parking strips or along the fence lines. You get my point. And another thing is having one big account. That's great, but what if you get fired from it? Can you handle the huge pay cut? Well, easy solution. Do great work and don't get fired. Yeah, it's easy, but sometimes it's out of your control. Recently, I've seen a rise in these property management outfits coming to town that will take the responsibility of the homeowners association, and they'll do everything for a fee for the homeowners association. They'll contract out the lawn mowing, they'll have their preferred network of vendors, I lost one of my HOAs to one of these outfits a few years ago. I had a great relationship with the board members, but the HOA decided to go with one of these property management outfits, and they subcontracted out the lawn mowing and everything to one of their own lawn mowing crews, and I lost the account. It wasn't even my fault. Bummer. Sometimes HOAs can be a great opportunity to upsell your services such as shrub trimming, sprinkler repair, sprinkler blowouts, fertilizing, weed control, aerating, dethatching, you name it. You have a captive audience, so why wouldn't they, ask for your services? It's easy money. Well, from my experiences, the individual homeowners within the association don't usually use your extra services unless they have to. I've done tons of jobs inside of HOAs that I didn't have under contract, like trimming the bushes, fixing the sprinklers, cleaning the gutters, aerating, dethatching, gardening, bunch of them. Often the individual homeowners within inside the community, they don't really care for the contracted lawn mowing guys. I don't know why. What do you think? Leave your comments below. Have you had any luck upselling the neighbors? I haven't, but maybe you've had a different experience. This kind of leads me into another point is the relationship you have within the community. Lawn mowing is highly relational. You're on the homeowner's personal property, walking through their backyards on a weekly basis without even ringing the doorbell. You just help yourself on their property, and you must be trusted, and you must have a relationship. It makes bidding an HOA a lot easier if you know someone on the board, or at least know someone that knows someone within an inner group of decision makers. Without their vote of confidence, they won't even look at your bid. Sometimes this means starting small and doing a few odd jobs within the community, like shrub trimming or gardening, or just to get your toe into the community to start developing that relationship with a few of the people. After that, you can develop a relationship with maybe more of the homeowners, and they can vouch for you. You can pick their brain and get insider information. This makes it a lot easier to submit a bid warm rather than going into it cold and not knowing where to start. I got my first HOA doing just that because I sort of knew some within the community. I had done some gardening or light shrub trimming for them, and they talked me up to the board the next time they had it. So I submitted a bid, and then I invited myself to the next board meeting a month later. It was awesome. I landed my biggest account, and it's all because I sort of knew someone. I kind of had some insider information. So I encourage you, you got to develop a relationship with some of the neighbors first before just shooting in the dark. Man, I was stoked. I was doing the common area. It was like $300 a week. It wasn't huge, but man, back then I was pumped. Man, I was so pumped that I hit the like button and I subscribed to the video below. I tried to solicit extra services to the other homeowners, such as shrub trimming and whatnot, and guess how much business I got? Zero. None. Nada. I don't know what the deal was because I knew Mrs. Anderson liked me and she was the one that helped me get the contract. I don't know. I didn't get anything, not even a fall aeration out of the deal. I don't know what the deal was, but I got shut down. Man, and a few years later, some large property management company moved into town and I lost the account. Wasn't even my fault. Over the years, I've bid and done several HOAs. And guess how many HOAs I do nowadays? One. That's it, just one. And the one is only a small corner area that I do anyways, since I cut the customer on the corner anyways. We just do the parking strip on the outside. Oh boy, why have I gotten out of the HOA game? Well, it's money. For example, my friend, he lives in a newer development. They have about 1 acre of common area and about 35 homes. My friend told me their budget. Man, I felt like I was insider trading or something. The budget was $35,000 for 27 weeks and 5 treatments of weed and feed. I thought, wait a minute. $35,000 divided by 27 weeks. That's only about $1,200 a week. 35 homes? $1,200 a week for 35 homes. That's like $35 a house. Plus mowing the common areas and applying weed and feed 5 times a year for free? No way, I told my friend. I'm not going to bid that low. I'm going to bid a minimum of $40 per house plus $200 for that big common area, plus $1,500 for the weed and feed application because the place was huge. Big surprise, I didn't get the account. Big deal, no loss. I'm not wasting my time. Nowadays, I'd rather charge full rate and drive a few minutes between properties than discount my services so heavily that I can't make money. I've made that mistake in the past by landing a big fish and having it not really pay much. Some days I felt like I was working for free. And take it from me, you are valuable and your time is precious. Hopefully you've learned by now how I feel about HOAs. Maybe you've had a better experience. Please leave your comments below sharing your thoughts. I'm not telling you to do HOAs or not do them. I'm just trying to give you some food for thought. If you learned anything from this video, please leave a comment below and subscribe and like the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.